That first half, it was really all
Hi.
the receivers. I think when they saw Washington moving the ball effectively,
Damon.
points, all of a sudden, wait a second, we better try to match this. They did get away from the run. Yeah, only had 8 runs.
Hey, Damon.
8 runs in the entire
Hey,
first
baby.
half. Football. Curtis Wilson, All-State bus, cruising around Vegas, enjoying himself this week. You all stay in good hands.
So you got a little glimpse of my newest grandson. He was born in October 19th, so he's about 2 months now. Today I'm going to be working on these diamond art coasters. They didn't quite send me the one that I preferred, but they are, improved from when I first did diamond painting coasters. They were quite different. They didn't have all the pieces, but this one comes with a couple of baggies, comes with the tray, the pen, the tray, and a little square of wax. I will just be using what I have in my personal pens to do this. And then these are this is the rack that the coasters are held in. And these are the cork boards that you stick onto the bottom. These were never part of coaster sets before, the last time I've done one. And then here are the 6 designs. They are butterflies and hummingbirds. I'm not exactly, the most, I'm not a butterfly person, but that's what they sent me. And yeah, I'll be working on one of these today. And I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. This is actually premiering on December 26th at 10 p.m. my time. So that would be, 1 a.m. on Central time, or midnight Central time, and then 1 a.m. Eastern time on the 27th. So I am the very last video for the Christmas premiere thing that is being set up here. I can't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. Crashly did a great job of organizing it. I am extremely late getting this sent in, so I'm hoping that I will actually be on the list. This video will actually show up on the list. What I'm doing right here is I'm gotta pull this clear layer off to get to the sticky part, and they can be kind of tricky to get off. And yeah, it'll come off eventually. I think I got it. There it is. All right, so it's nice and sticky. And I kitted my drills up in this cool organizer that I got from Archer's Arts. It's so unique. I just had to get it, and I didn't have anything else available, so I was pretty lucky I had it sitting empty. It's a crayon box, and each of the crayons are actually tubes that you can fill up with your diamonds, and it'll fit almost an entire bag into one of the tubes. I just grabbed the closest tray I could find, which I had one sent to me from someone on Etsy that they messed up and forgot to send in my order through the mail, and so they sent me a complimentary tray. I don't even know who it's from right now, but that's about it. So now I've got to figure out what to talk about. Right now it's not Christmas yet for me. Let's see, today is Thursday. And so the date's the 20th, 21st. I think it's the 21st, yes. So there is still 4 more days till Christmas. And so you will see this video 5 days or 6, just depends on what time zone you're in. It's so confusing because of the fact that my time is in the midst of the day change. And generally what we do on Christmas Eve is we each get a Christmas Eve gift. Most of the time it's like pajamas or slippers, socks, pajama pants, sweaters, blankets, anything of the wearable type of thing. And then we wear that either to bed or we have it keeping us cozy the next morning on Christmas Day morning, because I seem to always, I just think the day should start on Christmas at 6 a.m. So I always set an alarm for 6 a.m. no matter how late I stay up wrapping presents. I get up at 6 a.m., wake everyone up, we do our presents. If the turkey needs to go in, it goes in, but we have a black pan, so the turkey never takes that long to cook. And this year we're just doing a ham, and my daughter is bringing the ham. We just dropped it off to her today, and so she'll cook the ham because we love the way that her fiance makes the ham. So he is always in charge, basically, of making the ham and then bringing it to whoever's house and we're having dinner at, which it really worked out for me this year because I've been wanting to get my family together, my girls, all my daughters and grandkids in one house for Christmas or one holiday or another, and we're actually having Christmas dinner. So my middle daughter, the one who just had the baby, she's going to be having Christmas lunch at their house. And so they'll open all their presents and do their lunch. And then for dinner, they'll be here, hoping nothing changes. And then my other daughter, who is cooking the ham, her boyfriend or fiance is cooking the ham, they're going to be coming as well. So we get up in the morning, open our gifts, and go back to bed if we feel like it, because dinner's not till 6 o'clock. So we have plenty of hours to just lounge and do nothing on Christmas except, play with our new gifts or whatever, sleep. And then, we've got to make the rest of the dinner, the side dishes. I always make potato salad. They've had me make potato salad for the season's dinners ever since I started making potato salad when I was in high school. So everybody always requests that I provide potato salad. So we'll probably do that Christmas Eve. That way it can be cold on Christmas Day. And I always make a huge batch of it, and it always gets eaten, the whole thing. And sometimes I make an entire, 5 pounds of potatoes. I used to make a 10-pound of potatoes batch back when I was a teenager, just because it was so popular and had teenage boys living in the house, and yeah, anyway. And then we just have to make the other side dishes that, we haven't asked anyone to provide anything. We've provided it all, and we just got to get it all cooked up. Stuffing. Let's see, and we always have to have stovetop. He's making instant potatoes, which I prefer real potatoes on the holidays. But he's doing most of the cooking, so if he wants instant potatoes, then so be it. But then we have jarred gravy. We just, we don't do a lot of homemade stuff. The potato salad is probably the most homemade stuff. And then we do green bean casserole, which, of course, there's not a canned green bean casserole. You put what you put into the recipe. So, yeah, we'll be making green bean casserole, potato salad, rolls, mashed potatoes. It seems to always just be potato based. I don't know why. He likes cranberry sauce. They didn't actually have any at Walmart when we went shopping. So he's going to have to find some cranberry sauce between now and uh, Christmas Eve because stores are shutting down early. I'm sure one of my kids has a jar of cranberry sauce they can bring. I forgot to ask about that. But he's the only one who really likes it. But we provide it because he likes it. And since we're not having turkey, we're having ham. I think that's about it. He doesn't want to mess with the sweet potatoes because not too many people eat the sweet potatoes. The candied yams with the marshmallows and the brown sugar and butter. I like it, but I guess he doesn't want it made this year. We always have a ton of leftovers, but, well, mainly when it's turkey. But we actually froze turkey that was left over from Thanksgiving, so we have a bunch of that in the freezer. Tesslynn doesn't like ham, but she likes turkey, so I told her, well, we could defrost some of that turkey that's in the freezer and you can have that because, our main dish is ham. So, well, she'll have to figure it out. She's been trying new stuff lately. She's been so hard to get her to try new things with her. She's got the sensory processing disorder where things that oral sensory issue, that's what it is. So certain things, if they have a consistency that is weird, slimy, anything like that, it's something it doesn't matter if the taste is good or not. It's the fact that the texture isn't good. So she won't eat it. But as she gets older, she's trying to get, do new stuff. And and then we did buy our apple cider, which is something that, we have to have. And we made sure to buy it last week before they ran out because it's hard to get the closer to Christmas it is, or Thanksgiving. I discovered a site called Temu. I'm sure everyone's heard of it by now. And I found that there's a lot of things that are sold on Temu are also sold on like Amazon. And it's the same person selling it. So if you have the time, the 2 weeks or whatever it is to wait for it to get here, which it does, they arrive super quick. If they're late on the delivery that they say they're going to be, they give you a $5 credit. And if it goes like even another week and it's still not there, they give you another $5 credit. It's a win-win situation in my book. I had plenty of time. I started shopping in August. And I did a lot of comparing. Some things I did get on Amazon, some things at Walmart, but a lot of it came from Temu. And the quality is just as good as Amazon. Because I actually did accidentally buy the same thing on Amazon and then Temu as well. And I compared them. And the only difference was one came in a box and one came in a bag. And so other than that, the quality of the product was no different. And I don't know why the screen's blank here, but I'm probably adjusting drills or something. I should be back. But anyway, I'll keep going. So a lot of my gifts are from Temu, and that means I've had a ton to wrap. And I have a ton under the tree already. I mean, they're tripping people up because it's like in the walkway now. And I still have a bunch that are on the way. No, not on the way, but that still need to be wrapped. Some I can't find because I started back in August and I don't know where I put them. And some are still arriving. I just got one that came today. Since this won't post until after Christmas, my husband at the last minute wanted a PS5. I did not want to get him a PS5. I am completely against buying another console that we do not need. But my daughter still hasn't gotten him her gift. So we ordered one from Amazon. Thank goodness I have a credit card. And so the PS5 is going to be from her because it's definitely not from me because I was so against it. But anyway, that arrived today and it's in a really big box. And I didn't think that they were that big. I know they're not that big, so something else is in that box. I just can't open it when he's around. Nobody's around right now, but I needed to get this video done. This was priority. And the reason is my daughter, my Tesslynn, spent the night with my middle daughter last night, and she was supposed to bring her home today. But she, all of a sudden, she's having a lot of pain in her stomach, so she got a ride to the ER to see what's going on. I'm thinking it's probably gallstones because I had that same issue, and the way her fiance is describing it, that's what it sounds like. But nobody's contacted me to keep me informed as to what's going on, so I'm not quite sure what it is or what's happening right now. But let's see. So she got a ride there, and my daughter's still stuck at her house. Tesslin's still stuck there. My other daughter can't bring her here because her car only holds 5 people, and she can't drive at night, so her fiance has to drive, and that means they would all have to come. And anyway, my husband decided it's fine, I'll go pick her up. So he's picking her up right now because she'd rather come home than spend another night. My other daughter even offered for her to spend the night there tonight, but she wanted to come home, and I'm sure it's to see where her elf is at, because as soon as my husband picked her up, he got on the phone with me. Oh boy. And I heard her in the background saying, "Where's my elf today?" And of course he says, "I don't know." She just turned 11 on Sunday. And it amazes me that she still believes. She still believes in Santa. She still believes in the Easter Bunny and the elf on the shelf and the tooth fairy. She hasn't lost a tooth in like 2 years, but you know, the dentist said that she's on track. She's lost the top 4 in the front and the the bottom 4 in the front. But I gotta get rid of these hiccups. But when we went and saw the dentist last week, they assured us that she's on track. They normally lose their canines around 12, and that the next teeth to be lost are the molars, the premolars. So she decides to start concentrating on her molars, and they're starting to get loose and wiggly, but nothing else has come out since, she first got her braces, which was over 2 years ago. She doesn't have the braces anymore, but she had lost her last bottom tooth in the front right before she got the braces, and she's been out of the braces. She's using a retainer only when she's at home now, and so it's been a good 2 years plus since she lost that tooth anyway. So I don't remember my teeth taking that long to come out. But then again, when I was 5, I was having pain. My tooth was really hurting on the bottom, and my mom took me to the dentist, and that dentist pulled all 4 of my bottom teeth. I didn't even get the chance to, loosen them and wiggle them. It was all 4 of my bottoms he pulled, and kids made fun of me at school. Oh my gosh, I remember that. But I already had a tooth growing in, is what the problem, why it was hurting. And so shortly after that, I started losing other teeth. But, we're talking, I can remember that when I was 5 years old, and that was 46 years ago. So that's pretty amazing that I even remember that. I just don't remember when the next tooth started coming out after that. But anyway, that's what's going on here. I've only been talking for 20 minutes. I don't know what else. Let's see. The things I asked for Christmas, and I don't know if I'm getting them or not. Maybe I'll do a Christmas haul after Christmas. I don't know. I just don't. I mean, if you want to see a Christmas haul and you're still watching at this point, leave a comment down below and let me know that you want to see what I got for Christmas. I'll tell you what I asked for. I asked for a reborn doll. Yeah, I know. Some people think it's crazy, it's stupid, it's nuts to want one, but I'm not having any more babies. And I wanted, I want a professional one. Those are really, really, really expensive though. We couldn't afford that. But they have some on Temu, and I I picked the one on there that I thought I'd like the most, and I forwarded it to my husband. I don't know if I'll get it because he doesn't agree with having them, and he doesn't agree with spending that much money on something. And that's why I've never bought one for myself, is because I can't see myself spending, even $50 on one. But that's what I asked for. I also was hoping to get a new pair of headphones because back this last summer we took the whole family up to the zoo, and I had my headphones just in case I wanted to listen to something while he was driving, because he always listens to music. My husband, I'm talking about. And I had them in the bag that I was going to be taking into the zoo. I didn't want to take the headphones into the zoo, so I took them out and put them on the floor behind my seat. Well, they weren't in the bag, obviously, because I knew I took them out. And I asked, my husband to go get them out of the van. He didn't find them. He couldn't find them. And then I asked my daughter to go look, and she couldn't find them. So I figured, oh, great. I don't know where they are then if they're not in the van. And I thought that they looked thoroughly. Well, I just decided the other day to go out to the van. First thing I did was looked under my seat, and there they were, right there. I was actually out in the van getting something else. And I thought, I wonder, did they look under the seat? No, they didn't look under my seat. And there they were. And they're Beats by, Dre. So they're not cheap, and they're wireless. They're just perfect for me, and I love them. And they connect with Bluetooth, and I keep them in their case and everything. And they have a microphone, and there's a lot of times I like to record videos using, or go on Zoom calls using it. That way nobody in the house has to hear me, and they're my only pair. So when I thought they were gone, I was really sad because I had gotten them for my birthday one year from my husband, the other pair I had. And he just he replaced, well, he bought me both pairs. He bought me one for a birthday or something, and then he got me these for another occasion. He always gets me something nice like that for our anniversary, Christmas, birthday. And I haven't had them very long, so I think he got them for me for Mother's Day, actually. And but when I found him, I said, so if you bought me headphones for Christmas, you might want to go ahead and start the return on them, because look what I found. He says, well, I didn't buy them for you. I knew they'd be found eventually. I'm like, oh, that's great. Because, I guess he was just waiting for me to go look for them, because I don't understand how it is sometimes that kids or husbands just see something in front of their face but they don't see it. I remember being a kid and something being in front of my face and I couldn't see it. I think it's adult magic. It has to be. And men are immune to it because And if you're a man listening to this, I'm sorry. You may not be afflicted by it, but my husband is. And but at least I found them and I have them back and I'm happy. And so the only thing that I've really asked for Christmas is that reborn doll. So, I have lost 3 babies, and the most recent one I lost was in '04, and so she will be she would have been 20 years old this year, or in 2024. I would have I what I really would like to be able to do is they have this service where you could send a picture to one of these reborn doll makers, and they can assimilate a reborn doll to look just like it. And the most recent baby I lost was at 22 weeks. So she was actually considered a live birth. She was breathing when she was born, but she was too small to save. She was 1 pound, 1 ounce, and I held her until there was no more breathing. And I would love to have a reborn doll that is like newborn size of what she would have looked like. That would just be something. Some people call it creepy, but that's just something I'd really like, is to actually be able to add her, to the family. But I do have her. She was cremated, and I have her in our curio cabinet along with my kitty and my mom. Yeah, I don't like admitting it, but we basically call that our graveyard because we've got our most loved ones in there. But got my kitty in my lap right now. He loves me. He loves my pets, and when he's purring, you hear him? Isn't that sweet? He likes to get in my lap, especially when I'm making videos or trying to diamond paint. And speaking of diamond painting, I haven't done any. I haven't done any diamond painting in a while because my mind works in the way of where I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. And right now, the only thing I'm concentrating on is getting the Christmas presents wrapped. If I can get those wrapped and done, then I'd like to pick it back up where I started on my last one, but there's another one I want to start. So that's the problem with having so many diamond paintings, is that you love the one you're working on, but it's one that's going to take forever to do, even at a normal pace. But then you end up getting one that, I end up getting one that I love even more. So I'm going to be doing a sneak peek for Bella Art de Nicole here coming up soon, since I've basically been fired from doing sneak peeks for Diamond Art Club until I get my channel more active, which means I have to probably make more videos in order for that to happen. And even then, I don't know if they'll reinstate it. I have no idea. It's still a bit confusing for me as to why I am not allowed to do sneak peeks with them anymore. But in the meantime, I will be doing sneak peeks for Bella or Nicole, because she is a good friend of mine, and she needs the exposure, and she needs to get her channel more subscribers to her YouTube channel. You can look up Bella Art de Nicole and watch some of her videos and subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And while you're at it, you can do that to my video, because it always helps the channel even though some people just don't understand how clicking the like button helps. It's just part of their analytics and how often they show your videos on suggested videos by how many likes you're getting. Like when you're watching one video and then you just see a bunch of other videos below it and you're scrolling through it, that's where we want our videos to show up. And when we get all this interaction, the comments, the likes, the follows, all that stuff, then we're more likely to be put on that page of other people's videos to watch next. And it really helps because, nowadays there are hundreds of diamond painting channels. As you can see, we've made this Christmas premiere 3 days long, and it used to just be like 24 hours long, and gotten to the point where there are so many influencers, diamond painting influencers, that we don't even see them all, because some of them are just on TikTok, some are just on Instagram, and there's so many of them, it's hard to get your following unless you do something extraordinarily that gets, what's that word when you get like 1 million views or something, I don't know, when it goes viral, that's what it is. Yeah, unless you do something that goes viral, you're basically spinning your wheels without the help of your followers. And I've always appreciated every single one of my followers, and I've been doing these videos almost 5 years. I was one of the very first YouTube channels. Very first diamond painting channels on YouTube. And it doesn't show, it kind of shows in my numbers, but because I'm not as active as I was back at the beginning. At the beginning, I had time, I had the physical capability to sit at a chair in my office for hours on end. I, did not have the pain issues I have now, and I was so excited to have my channel going. I was doing up to 3 videos a day, and you burn out, because when I started my Etsy shop, I incorporated that into my videos, and I was packing orders on my channel, and then it got to the point where I had so many orders, it was taking me hours to get through, like 3 hours to pack all of them on video. And I was doing packing videos twice a week, because I had to ship things twice a week because how many there were. I couldn't do them all in one day. So it got to the point where I was doing live pack and chat videos twice a week, and I had to do them by a certain time because I shipped them out the next day, so I had to do it before I went to bed the day before. And where I live, they actually picked up the mail there. And so I was able to get the mailman to come pick up the mail because everything would be ready. And then I got to the point where, I can put it off later because I'll just go to the post office and drop them off. And then it got to be where I was just burned out and I couldn't do them anymore. Twice a week, live videos, it really, really took a toll on me. And some people may understand, some people may not understand how doing live videos can take a toll on a person, but it was the deadline. The whole point of one of the points of me wanting to start, my YouTube channel was because I didn't have a deadline. I worked at my pace, and it was fun. But then once I incorporated the shop and there was a deadline, it didn't become fun to me anymore. So I went back to just doing what I did before. I incorporated the shop, and I I did my other videos, and then, I got behind. I was showing every single package that I ordered from AliExpress or locally, and then it got to the point where I don't order from AliExpress anymore, diamond paintings, because of the thing where, they don't pay their artists, and I don't support places that don't support their artists. So, that's what that came down to. And so I only started showing videos, unboxing videos from companies that pay their artists. And so I had to do a lot of research and weed through the offers I was getting for people wanting to collaborate with me, whether or not they pay their artists or not. And if they didn't, I would respectfully decline their offer and tell them why. And I even got one person to actually license it and um, go through the steps of making sure the artist got paid before I showed their video. And they wanted me to show it so badly that they went through it and I verified. And so now the artist is actually getting compensated for that diamond painting. And now more and more companies are using licensed art, so it's a little easier. But you still have to weed through the ones that are, I mean, they're starting to not, make as much as they used to, because a lot of people are aware of the fact that there are certain companies out there that don't support their artists, and the word is getting out there. And thanks to some of these artists who are very active in making sure that these places that are selling things with their art on it, not just diamond paintings, they're selling shower curtains and bank blankets and things like that. And so it all adds up, because they do have sites of their own where they sell that stuff, but people are going to these other companies where it's a lot cheaper because the artist isn't getting a portion of it. So that's my, viewpoint on the companies that don't, pay their artists. Things like this, where they're just like a butterfly. These are things that are like open market, because they're just, it's probably somebody just in the shop that made them, because there are programs out there that you can make your own diamond paintings with, and something this small is easy to do, just to make your own pattern for it. And this will get sped up a little bit so that it will be finished by the end of the video, which is in probably another, I can't see very well. Even with my new glasses, I cannot read the small numbers on my screen. We're probably at 38 minutes, I think it says. Yeah. So we have another 20 minutes to talk, or, if you feel like you've had enough of this coaster and you don't want to see what it turns out to be like, you're welcome to, go to bed or whatever it is you do. Because I don't know if you're in the United States watching or if you're overseas. I'm having a hard time keeping the coaster straight while I'm trying to hold on to the tray and paint it. So I think pretty soon here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab a hold of the coaster to make it go a lot quicker, because this is really slow going, and it does go a lot faster once I make that decision to actually hold on to the coaster, and then it gets finished off. And it does turn out pretty nice. So if you want to stick around to see what it looks like, either stick around or fast forward it. But just as long as you hit that like button, I'll be happy. And if you've not subscribed, you're welcome to subscribe. We I'm trying to get back into making videos again. My knees and my back have gotten so bad I can't go downstairs at all. So I'm making do with my living room, and I've got a little setup in here for doing videos um, in my recliner. But I haven't done anything creative except this coaster before this coaster, except wrapping presents, and that's been on my mind since I finished my last diamond painting, which I believe was oh yeah, it was the um, Halloween-a-thon. I think, can't remember what it's called, but I did that event, um, and I got it done just in the nick of time for the ending, considering I switched diamond paintings in the middle because the one I was doing was just way too big. I wasn't going to finish it, and it was square. So I switched to a smaller one with round drills, and I could use my rulers, and I was able to get that done in time. In fact, speaking of the rulers, we now have the size, we have sizes 139 and 142. So those are new sizes because some people will measure their canvas and say, all the sizes you have, 140 through 141.5, do not fit. And that's very rare occasion, but sometimes it does happen. So I did find, my distributor told me that they now carry those sizes. It's only in the extra large ruler though. So one, we carry every size available, but 142 is the most recent one that we started carrying. And I'm curious to find out how many people actually have a diamond painting that needs the 142 size, because I don't think I've ever measured a canvas that needed that size. So yeah, here we go. I'm speeding it up a little bit so that it's not so drab and boring, because actually I did have the whole thing recorded real time, and it came out to 107 minutes. So yeah, I had to speed up part of it so that we could actually get the entire thing recorded. And I'm single placing. I tried doing multi-placing, but it's really hard on these coasters because the lines aren't straight, but in just a couple of spots. And so, yeah, using the multi-placer is just about impossible. And here I am adjusting again. But now you can see it come to life a little bit faster. Let's see. As far as New Year's goes, I'm doing nothing. My daughter will get to stay up till midnight, Tesslynn. We always do, we watch the ball drop, and when it hits, midnight, we have her sitting in the middle, and Dad and I always give her a kiss on the cheek right at midnight. And that's been a little tradition of ours for the last, few years at least. I can actually remember when she had her first filling, because she had the dentist appointment on New Year's Eve, and our New Year's Eve picture, with her in the middle and Dad and I kissing her, it shows her with a big fat lip on the bottom, because she'd never had a filling, which means she'd never had any shots. So she had the shots, and it numbed her lip up, and she wasn't used to that feeling, and so she chewed it. She was chewing on it, and so there's this big red spot on the inside of her lip. By the time we got home, the rest of her face deflated from the numbness, but that lip was still big and fat, and she had this white coating on the inside from where she chewed it. And I'm like, oh, you poor thing. Maybe we should have warned you, and maybe I should have realized I was out of focus right there, but I'm sorry. It was only a short bit. And I keep sliding down the screen. because this table is actually the center of the table so that it's centered in the video. It's actually quite a reach for me. So, but the main point of these videos is to, have someone there to talk to or to listen to, and I should be in chat, but I've been going to bed like at 10 p.m. lately, but I will do every effort possible to be in the chat for this video when it goes live. That's the whole point, is so that we can be there to talk during our premiere, so that you can have the company of watching us do something on the screen and be chatting with you at the same time. And I don't know what I'll do, because what I'm going to do next, if I'm going to set up my diamond painting or start a new diamond painting, because it'll be, Christmas will be over with by then, and I won't have any more presents that I need to wrap. My husband and I were supposed to finish them off tonight, but I'm not sure how that's going to happen, considering it seems a lot later than it is. They're still not back yet, and I'm hoping I can get the last bit of this video, what do you call it, voiceover, get this voiceover finished by the time, before they get home, or else I'm going to have to either send them in other rooms or finish it later, but I'm not. Oh, this went back to 1x speed. Yeah, but it's nice to have some quiet time. The house is extremely quiet right now. I never have time by myself. I'm never here alone. I mean, other than the kitties. We have 4 cats, and they're 2 sets of siblings, a year apart. They didn't come from the same parents, but oh, I love my baby. My cat, he leans on me. He sleeps on me. Well, he sleeps next to me. He's like on my legs, and he enjoyed it last night, because Tesslynn sleeps in my bed a lot, and she wasn't there last night, so he had the whole side of the bed, but he still slept right next to me. It felt so nice. There's nothing like having something warm and cuddly next to you that doesn't stink, that's how I think of dogs. I think of dogs as stinky masses of fur. But cats, they're very clean. And I don't know, our dog stinks. We have a dog too that was my mom's. But the reason she does is because she gets lazy, and she sleeps in her crate. We leave the door open all the time, but she'll get lazy, and instead of getting up to want to go outside, she'll just pee on her blankets. And then we'll notice the smell, and then she has to get a bath, and all her bedding has to be washed. So that's how I think of dogs. I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat person, and I have been since I was a teenager when I got my first cat. His name was Spaz. And this kitty, oh my gosh, he's so lovable. I knew he was mine when I saw him because we got him from a shelter, and it was a kill shelter. So, oh baby, we went there to get me a cat, because the first litter ended up being Jim and Tesslyn's. So we came to get me one, and they had been closed for like 2 weeks because some of the cats were sick or something. And so they were having a special, it's adopt one, get 2 for the price of 1. Basically, there's an adoption fee of $100. And they were offering you to get 2 cats for that one cat price for adoption fee. So we got the 2 cats for $100, and what that gave us was They're both chipped. They're both spayed and neutered, and because one's a boy, one's a girl. And we got a coupon to go to this vet, free visit for their initial vet appointment, and then they gave us a coupon for this place, this store where you can get cat food, and it wasn't cheap cat food. The stuff that they feed them there is the same food that we feed here, which it's called Blue or Diamond. Yeah, Diamond, I believe. But it's all natural. So we were feeding them the good stuff, and so there was no kind of where you have to switch them out foods and gradually change it over. We didn't have to do any of that because we were feeding them the same thing that they were eating there. And yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to get for two cats. We had paid to spay and neuter our first set because they were girl and boy, and chip them and everything else, and it cost us like $600. It was crazy expensive. It was at a different place, a different vet, because we live like in this small town that's halfway between. If you go north 15 minutes, there's a somewhat it's a lot bigger than where we live. Then if you go 15 minutes south, there's another one that's another town that's smaller than the one north, but they still have a lot of things there. And if you go a half hour south or 45 minutes south, you'll see a bigger town. If you go a half hour north, there's even a bigger town. So we live halfway in between two different, options as to where we're going to go. My family's home now, so let's see what I can get done with them here. Or I'm just going to pause this real quick so that I can come back when they're gone. Well, luckily, there's only 7 minutes left. They're here, but I put gags on them so that they can't speak. No, they're being courteous enough to let me finish this video and get it done with quiet, even though it's just what is it? Then synthetic quietness. Yeah, because they're actually here and trying not to cough and things like that. But yeah, I think this coaster turned out okay, but I do believe, even with the ones I've done in the past, you're going to want to put a sealer over it, because if you use it for a coaster, things are going to get wet on it. And the glue that is used for coasters is not meant to withstand a lot of wetness. So using a water sealant, anything that seals the gems, I'd put a thick coat of it on there and make sure it doesn't have spots that are not covered. I wouldn't do the bottom, but as you see when I finish it up, you can notice even in the picture here that there are spots on the edges that are coming up. You're going to want to make sure to get the sides too. Get those edges back down, and because it's just part of the sticker, the base sticker, double-sided sticker that they have on here for the symbols to indicate what symbols you're using. So use your sealant over that as well. And I don't know if I'm ever going to use these as coasters. I don't really have anything that needs to be protected with a coaster. I use one on my nightstand usually when I used to, when I'd have like something that sweats, like a glass of water. But now I use a tumbler like a Stanley, and it doesn't sweat, so I don't have to worry about that. My dresser does have a warped spot on it, but that was from the previous owners. But that's what causes those warped spots, is putting your glass of water or your water bottle on the nightstand and not having anything to protect the wood that it's sitting on. And it's crazy how I thought I just spoke for 7 minutes, but it was only like 3. But I do hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. And even if you didn't have anyone around, your family's not there, whatever the circumstance you may be in, and if you were watching all of these videos, I hope you spared enough time just to at least pop in and say hi to me, because I know mine's pretty late. And you can always watch it later if you don't feel like watching it while it's premiering. And you know that you had some company while you were spending the Christmas days. If you didn't have anyone physically with you, that you were able to spend those hours virtually with all of the creators that dedicated their time to doing these videos for you. I know it takes a lot out of me to get a video done, but I still enjoy doing it. I still like to be helpful, and I'll answer any questions you might have. Just leave a comment down below, or you can email me at diamondpaintingbydonnie@gmail.com. And yeah, it's got a couple more drills here. We'll be done. I could have swore this part was sped up, but I only sped up a few spots so that I could get it to be under an hour. And I got really, really close to under an hour. Yeah. We got notifications because someone went outside. And everybody's phone blew up. But we are done. See the little crayon container there? It's pretty cool. So here is the ending result of the coaster, and you can see right there is where I'm a little concerned about the edges coming up, but they were like that from the adhesive. And you, like I said, you can just push them back down. You can do the sealant before or after you do the cork, but here is it's a very thin cork board. I'm guessing that's to keep it from sliding around wherever it is that you are placing your coaster. Peel it off. And then you center it the best you can. I'm not really great at centering. Push it down, and there you have it. So Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please have a happy and safe New Year. Have fun diamond painting. And don't forget to always sparkle wherever you go, whatever you do. But see, this is the edges I was talking about right here. I'm pushing them down with my fingers. And then so if I'm going to seal it, now I have it perfectly flat. And it's pretty shiny. I'll leave a link to where you can find these if you do like butterflies and dragonflies or birds or whatever it was. And I'll leave the link to it down below in the description. And I do like the little metal stand so that they can be kept in there. Take care, everyone.